Good morning, I'm out on the Ribble CGRALE today and we're off over to Nottingham, to the city centre, because Wendy has bagged herself a bargain bike fit. So picked Wendy up and we're now on the cycle superhighway.
I love it, love it, love it, love it.
Great, isn't it?
Every road should be like this.
It shouldn't
Every
it?
new road which is built should be like this.
Yeah, but unfortunately there's only a little bit of this, but it's still very, very good.
Fantastic.
So what we're going to do today, we're going to do a slightly different route into Nottingham.
Right.
And although the place we're going to for your bike fit is bang in the middle and it's a lot of traffic,
yeah,
I've made a route that I think is going to be quieter anyway.
Oh well, we can have a go.
And yeah, hopefully we'll find our way.
Yeah, I was a bit worried when I looked at where it was on the map.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad you volunteered to come with me and navigate.
I don't remember volunteering.
Yeah, you're right.
I think press ganged is probably the term.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm not doing it on my own. Oh, awesome. You know, there's something really lovely about cycling along and you can see all the buildings ahead of you and yet you're on a beautiful quiet cycle path.
Yeah, slipping through and then we'll be on the canal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a back door, isn't it, through a city?
Yeah, a little sort of quiet haven.
Yeah. I think it's a bit like when you go through a city on a boat.
Yes, I would imagine it's that same thing. That there's a kind of smugness about it, isn't there? You're not having to sit at traffic lights and get tickets for going down the wrong road and
and we're getting fit at the same time.
Yeah. No, I'll be taking Terry into Nottingham next.
Yeah, you will.
It's safe. The rowers are out.
Yeah. GBR.
Lots of activity this morning. Is that the castle on the top?
Yeah.
Never been round it, have you?
No. Have you been in the caves under it?
I've been in the caves under the shopping centre,
not under here.
No.
Have you been to the old trip to Jerusalem?
No, we're going there today.
Pub? What?
We're going there today, aren't we?
This is the place. So
well done.
We're an hour and a quarter early, so we'll find some coffee, shall we? and risk getting lost and not finding it again.
Everywhere's uphill or downhill, isn't it? Is it through there then?
It is. Should be. Well, we finally made it to the destination and we're actually in the workshop of Women in Tandem, which is the place Wendy's come to for her bike fit. And we've got our bike fitter extraordinaire, Lily.
Hiya.
So, Lily, tell us about Women in Tandem.
Hey, so yeah, my name's Lily. I run Women in Tandem with my colleague Steph. We set up about 3 years ago, and our main aim is to make cycling more accessible to more people. Our focus is to particularly help women gain confidence, learning about their bodies, learning about their bikes, learning about how to fix their bikes, learning how to feel more confident on the road, and just kind of build a community around that. So we teach mechanics, we take women out on beginners rides, and then to support that work, we offer a bike repair service. We sell refurbished bikes, and that's open to everyone. So anyone can come and get their bike fixed.
male, female?
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
men, women,
Yeah.
everyone. We welcome all allies to support the work that we're doing. So you can, we're cheaper than Halfords. We've got, 15 years between us experience fixing bikes. And we deliberately keep our prices low to make it affordable and accessible to the local community.
That's really good.
So what we're doing today is a bike fit, so we trained with Liz Colebrook, who worked with Isla Bikes. They're particularly known for their kids' bikes, and she worked at Beaumont Bicycles and has been bike fitting for years and has passed on the baton, if you like, to us to carry on that bike fitting service. So we started that a couple of weeks ago. In 24 hours, we had 10 bookings. So I think Wendy is our 8th person to have a bike fit. And she's come in, we've had lots of different problems and I've actually really enjoyed doing that. It's similar to mechanics. It's like that kind of problem solving element of making little adjustments and seeing what we can do. So Wendy didn't have a specific problem, did you?
Not really, just sort of niggles after 70 miles, whatever else, 60 miles, depending on whether you're off-road or whatever. But yeah, Roy always said that he thought my seat was too high, and it gets in your brain that there's a problem. And everybody always says get a bike fit, so I thought I want to try one. So as it was an opening offer, I thought I would try it.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad you came along. So we started with a coffee and a chat, and then we've designed a questionnaire so it's all metric. So we had a chat about your cycling background, about what you want to do on your bike in the future. We looked at what bike you were riding, took some measurements on you, took some measurements on the bike. And then we got the bike in the track stand, had a look at your riding on it, took a few more measurements, and then we've made a few adjustments.
So do you want to talk through
so what we did first, I thought that your arms were too locked out. So you were kind of riding like that, and you obviously got flexible joints, so that that's okay for you. But it looked like you were reaching out a little bit. So I wanted to do something to give you that slight bend in the elbow, make that a little bit more comfortable, take the strain off your shoulders a little bit. I also noticed that your knee was a little bit too far this way. And again, if we gave you that reach on the elbows, I didn't want you to be then hitting your knee on the elbows, and we just used the plumb line to measure that. So we took the saddle out, also noticed it was a bit creaky, so we've given that a clean as well. Moved the saddle back, and then we've also, to accommodate for the reach here, this stem is one of the stems that you can actually flip, so it's angled upwards now. And then Wendy also couldn't reach the brakes when she was on the drops, so we've moved the brake levers closer.
How did you do that then? This is a GRX.
Yeah, there's a little screw here. So this is a GRX hydraulic STI lever. There's just a little screw here, so you just wind that. There's two settings. Right. So it can if we wind that out, it'll go back in. And it did only make like a few mils of adjustments, but that's the difference of reaching it and not reaching it, wasn't it? So we've just very small adjustments. Also brought the saddle down a bit, so we did a calculation based on your inside leg measurement and the length of the saddle from the middle of the cranks to the top of the saddle, and brought it down, I think, 1.5 centimeters. So not very. The adjustments we've done have been very small because, again, you've not come to me with any massive problem. You've not said like I'm getting continuous knee pain. So I didn't want to do anything too drastic and cause any problems. So we've just done some little adjustments. And then you're going to go away, and I'm going to check in with you in a few weeks and see how we're feeling. See how you're feeling about the adjustments we've made. And then there's always that option for you to come back and me to put it back how it was, or for you to come back and be like, actually, I want the bars even closer, and we can look at other options like a even shorter stem.
But never mind all this bike fit, Lily. You're a pretty intrepid rider yourself, aren't you?
Yeah.
So tell us about what you've got coming up.
I didn't want to make the focus about me, but since you asked. I'm doing All Points North on Thursday.
So what does that mean?
So that is starts in Sheffield, a little bike shop called A Different Gear, and then it's 1,000 kilometres where you plan your own route So they've got 10 checkpoints, which all seem to conveniently be at the top of quite big hills. So you plan your own route. It'll go as far as the border of Scotland, go through the lakes. I'm not allowed to tell you the route. The route is, you're not allowed to share that with anyone, but you can dot watch it from the All Points North website. And so I'm doing the rookie category, the easier category. So everyone else will start Friday, but I'll start with some others a day earlier, and then I'll have the finishers party is Monday evening. So I'm hoping to ride just over 1,000 kilometres in 5 days.
The reason I made it about you, I think it's important for people to know that when you're doing all this bike fitting, you actually do cycle yourself.
Yeah, no, I've noticed, so since Steph and I have practiced on each other, like given each other a bike fit, and I have noticed the difference. I think you won't notice the difference now, doing a few pedal strokes in the track stand, but I want you to go away and do some longer rides. And you were saying you get like slight back pain after like 50, 60 miles. I mean, that might just be because you are sat on a bike for 6 hours, but like I'm hoping that would reduce that. And it has for me. Like I've done things like put a shorter stem on my road bike. I've raised my saddle a bit. I've moved and done little adjustments, and that has actually made a difference to me. And I want to make cycling more comfortable for other people, and without spending loads of money on your bike. Like you can come and spend. So you've got the half price offers. It's only 25 quid, and that will make it just more fun to ride your bike. So we want to keep that cheap, because you can spend £300 on a laser bike fit, but we just want to help women in the local community feel more comfortable on their bike. And I also think that's important for that to be done by other women. Some women don't want to don't feel as comfortable talking about their body with men. So we can kind of create a space where you can talk about problems with your body with someone else that might be able to relate more and feel more comfortable.
But men can come too.
But men can come too.
Yeah.
Men can come too, for sure.
It's £50.
So it's £50.
It's very
Very good, yeah, very good price.
£50. We're allowing about an hour. I'd say an hour, but we allow like an hour and a half to do it, and that includes. You'll get the questionnaire with all the measurements after, so you'll go away with all that information that you can then apply to your other bikes, if you have other bikes, or tell your mates. Like we believe that in like an abundance of knowledge. We're not trying to be like, we've done the training, we're not going to tell you. So you'll go away with that questionnaire. We'll give you a check-in in a few weeks, or longer if you need it, to see. That also covers the cost of the labour. So for example, if you had wanted a smaller stem, we could swap that for you. And we wouldn't charge extra for doing that.
It's really good, isn't it?
I think it's very good. Yeah. So what I'll do, Lily, is I'll put up a link to your website.
Great, yeah.
Book, and wish you well. It's a really, really good enterprise, and wish you luck with the trip.
Thanks, Roy. Yeah, and Wendy. Thanks.
Robin Hood up there, look. Well, that was an interesting visit, just as interesting trying to find the place. I have to say the Wahoo really did struggle in the city. Well, actually the Wahoo didn't struggle, I struggled trying to interpret it. Obviously in a built up area it's quite difficult to pick up which particular road you want, and Nottingham centre is quite a labyrinth. It was great to meet Lily, and it's an interesting enterprise they have there. Frankly, there's nothing she did that you couldn't actually find out yourself. They're all basic bike fit techniques, and in fact exactly the way I've set my bike up. However, not everybody wants to do it themselves or has the confidence to do it themselves. So for £50, whether you're a man or a woman, then it's great value. Of course, if you're a serious club cyclist, then it may be worth paying the £200 or £300 that Lily mentioned for a bike fit. And of course they'll probably be using lasers rather than a plumb line and a tape measure, so the adjustments may be much more fine and accurate. But for the average cyclist, the £50 that Lily is charging is amazing value. And if you know anyone that could benefit from the Women in Tandem bike fit, then please share the video, or at least share their details. Lily was quite nervous about her All Points North trip, and she was actually doing it on an 8-speed bike. And for those that don't know, that area is extremely hilly. Now I wouldn't be nervous about it because I just wouldn't even attempt it. But of course Lily's young, fit, experienced, and it'll be interesting to see how she does. By the time you see this, Lily will have finished her ride and we'll see how she did. So I'll put the stats up on the screen now for you to have a look at. Meanwhile, I'm putting another hill in on the return route. It's surprising how cocky I get when I'm riding an electric bike. As always, if you found the video useful and you appreciate our work, then giving the video a like would be very, very much appreciated. It costs you absolutely nothing, but means a lot to me. Just a couple of miles from home now, so I'll bid you farewell and I hope you'll join me next time.